Most people think wealth is binary. You're either rich or you're not. But that's not how it works. Wealth exists on a spectrum with 7 distinct levels, and understanding where you are right now is the key to moving up. The 7 levels are broke, saver, investor, builder, owner, free, and legacy. Each level has specific characteristics, different challenges, and requires different strategies to advance. Most people get stuck at level 1 or 2 and never progress. A small percentage reach level 3 or 4. And only the truly disciplined and strategic make it to levels 5, 6, or 7. I'm Kyle, and today I'm breaking down all 7 levels in detail: what defines each one, the mindset required, the financial position you're in, and exactly how to climb from one level to the next. By the end, you'll know exactly where you are and what you need to do to level up. This framework will change how you see wealth forever. Let's dive in. Level 1 is broke. This is where most people start and, sadly, where many stay. At this level, you're living paycheck to paycheck with zero or negative net worth. You have no savings, no investments, and likely some debt: credit cards, student loans, car payments. Every dollar you earn goes to bills, rent, food, and survival. There's no buffer, no breathing room, and one unexpected expense can spiral into a crisis. The mindset here is reactive and short-term. How do I make it to Friday? You're not thinking about the future because the present is overwhelming. The good news? Broke is a starting point, not a life sentence. To escape this level, you need to do 3 things: increase income aggressively, cut expenses ruthlessly, and save your first $1,000 emergency fund. That $1,000 is your ticket out of broke and into saver. It's small, but it's the foundation everything else is built on. Most people never take this step because they don't believe it's possible. Prove them wrong. Level 2 is saver. You've escaped the paycheck-to-paycheck trap and have savings, anywhere from $1,000 to $50,000. You have an emergency fund, you're living below your means, and you're consistently putting money aside every month. The stress of broke is gone, replaced by a sense of security and control. Your mindset shifts from survival to stability. I can handle emergencies now. But here's the trap. Most people get comfortable at saver and stop progressing. They keep stacking cash in savings accounts, earning 1 to 4%, which is fine for liquidity, but terrible for wealth building because inflation eats 3% annually. Savers are safe, but not growing. To move beyond saver, you need to accept that cash alone won't make you wealthy. You need to deploy capital into assets that grow. That means learning about investing, overcoming fear of the market, and making the psychological leap from protecting money to growing money. The transition from saver to investor is the hardest mental shift most people face. Level 3 is investor. At this level, you're putting money into assets that appreciate: stocks, bonds, real estate, index funds. Your net worth is climbing, not just from savings, but from investment returns. You might have $50,000 to $250,000 invested, and you're starting to see compound interest work in real time. The mindset here is growth-oriented. How do I make my money work for me? You understand that time in the market beats timing the market, and you're playing the long game. But investors are still passive. You're contributing to 401ks, buying ETFs, maybe owning a rental property, but you're not creating wealth, you're capturing it. The limitation of this level is that growth is tied to the market and your contributions. It's steady and reliable, but not explosive. To reach the next level, you need to shift from passive investing to active wealth creation. That means building something, a business, a skill, a brand that generates income beyond your 9 to 5. Level 4 is builder. This is where you transition from earning money to creating money. Builders start businesses, launch side hustles, create digital products, develop high-income skills, or build assets that produce cash flow. You might have a net worth of $250,000 to $1 million, with a significant portion coming from businesses or ventures you control. The mindset shifts to creation. What can I build that generates value and income? Builders are active, not passive. They're willing to take risks, work long hours, and invest in themselves. The upside is unlimited. You're no longer capped by a salary or market returns, but the downside is higher risk and more stress. Many builders burn out or fail because they lack systems, discipline, or scalability. To move beyond builder, you need to transition from doing everything yourself to owning systems that run without you. That's the leap from builder to owner.
Level 5 is owner. Owners have built businesses, portfolios, or assets that generate income without their direct involvement. You might own rental properties managed by others, businesses run by teams, or investment portfolios that pay dividends and appreciate. Your net worth is typically $1 million to $10 million, and your income comes primarily from ownership, not labor. The mindset here is leverage. How do I scale and systemize? Owners understand that time is finite, so they build machines, businesses, systems, teams that produce wealth while they sleep. The challenge at this level is managing complexity. More assets mean more decisions, more risk, and more responsibility. Owners need to be strategic, disciplined, and willing to delegate. The next level, free, comes when your passive income exceeds your expenses, meaning you no longer need to work. That's financial independence. Level 6 is free. At this level, your assets generate enough passive income to cover your lifestyle indefinitely. You've achieved financial independence. Whether it's $5 million, $10 million, or more, you have enough that work is optional. The mindset shifts from building to enjoying. What do I want to do with my time? Free individuals can travel, pursue hobbies, start passion projects, or simply rest without financial pressure. But here's the trap. Many people reach free and coast, which is fine if that's your goal. But if you want to build generational wealth and create lasting impact, you need to move to the final level, legacy. That requires thinking beyond yourself and asking, what do I want to leave behind? Level 7 is legacy. This is the highest level of wealth, characterized not by how much you have, but by what you create for others. Legacy builders have multi-generational wealth, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, or more, and they're focused on impact, not accumulation. They fund scholarships, start foundations, invest in causes, mentor the next generation, and create systems that outlive them. The mindset is stewardship. How do I use this wealth to create lasting value? Legacy isn't about ego, it's about responsibility. If you have resources, you have power, and with power comes the opportunity to change lives. Most people never reach this level because they stop at free. But those who do reach legacy understand that wealth is a tool for impact, not just comfort. The question isn't how much is enough, but what am I building that matters beyond my lifetime? So where are you right now? Be honest. If you're at broke, your job is to get to saver by saving $1,000 and cutting expenses. If you're at saver, your job is to become an investor by deploying capital into the market. If you're an investor, your job is to become a builder by creating income streams beyond your salary. If you're a builder, your job is to become an owner by systemizing and scaling what you've built. If you're an owner, your job is to reach free by making passive income exceed expenses. And if you're free, your job is to build legacy by thinking generationally. The levels aren't age-dependent or income-dependent. They're mindset and action-dependent. A 25-year-old builder can outpace a 50-year-old saver. The key is knowing where you are, accepting it without shame, and committing to the next level. The mistakes people make: first, staying at broke because they don't believe they can escape. Second, getting comfortable at saver and never investing. Third, being too afraid to move from investor to builder because building requires risk. Fourth, burning out as a builder and never transitioning to owner. Fifth, reaching free and coasting instead of building legacy. Sixth, skipping levels. You can't go from broke to owner in one jump. Each level builds on the previous one. Seventh, comparing yourself to people at higher levels and feeling discouraged instead of using them as motivation. Eighth, not tracking your net worth and progress so you don't know which level you're at. Ninth, thinking you need permission to move up. You don't. You need strategy, discipline, and action. Here's the action plan. First, calculate your net worth right now and identify your current level. Second, study the next level. Read about it, find people who've reached it, and learn what's required. Third, set a specific goal for reaching the next level with a timeline. Fourth, identify the one biggest obstacle preventing you from leveling up and attack it aggressively. Fifth, automate your finances so you're always progressing. automatic savings, automatic investing, automatic income where possible. Sixth, upgrade your environment. Surround yourself with people at the level you're trying to reach. Seventh, track progress monthly. Celebrate small wins. Adjust when needed. Eighth, refuse to stay stagnant. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. Ninth, commit to lifelong learning. Each level requires new skills, new mindsets, and new strategies. 10th, start today. Not tomorrow, not next month, today. At the core, the 7 levels of wealth are a roadmap, not a judgment. Where you are now doesn't define where you'll end up. Every billionaire started it broke. Every millionaire started it saver. The difference is they kept moving. They didn't settle. They understood that wealth is built one level at a time, and they committed to the climb. Start today. Identify your level, set your next target, and take one action that moves you forward. Whether that's saving your first $100, making your first investment, launching your first side hustle, or building your first system, just start. Tell me in the comments which level you're at and what you're doing to reach the next one. This framework is your guide. The only question left is, how far are you willing to climb? Let's build.